Hello. Ignore the kind of ass setup. I'm at my dad's, so yeah. Also ignore how shit my hair is. If you're like probably under the age of 15, I suggest you leave the video. Because I'm gonna talk about like some kind of deep shit. Uh, maybe a lot of you think it's corny. Maybe some of you will think it's pretty real. Basically, as you probably saw by the title, I'm really terrified of AI right now. I'm trying not to be, but I am really quite terrified of AI. So there's this video that's going viral. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's about a guy who said AI replaced his job. And I thought like, oh, I'll just click on the video. It's probably like something stupid. And the first thing he says in about 5 seconds is he's a graphic designer. Not anymore. So that's great. So if you guys don't already know, I've been pursuing graphic design for about a year and a half. Like really seriously, the past couple of months I've really been pursuing it, but like that's kind of like I've been wanting to be a graphic designer for about a year and a half. But I've been really like locking in, making posters, like really expanding my style, doing logos, like you guys haven't even seen some of the more professional stuff I've done. So he said basically this bigger name company, I don't even know what it is, he didn't name it, basically one day was like, yeah, we don't need it anymore, AI took your job. And it's like, oh, how the fuck did that happen? Like, well, the way that it happened was I guess they took a bunch of his artwork, like a bunch of his work, like website design, like all of it, the templates, and then gave it to the AI, and the AI could replicate it better than him, faster than him. So, and that kind of terrified me, you know? Because it's like something that I've been pursuing and really enjoying and wanting to do, and then one day you realize that it may not be possible. It kind of kills dreams, right? It's like it's kind of kills that drive, and it kills all of it. And I feel like really been terrified. The shit that I've been pursuing and learning for, and I know what I could switch to. I know what I could switch to, and I know what I like, but I don't want to do that. Like graphic design is art, and I love art. That's like I've been drawing since I was like 8 years old, and I used to wake up at like 7 a.m., ask for my mom's phone, and like copy videos on how to like draw like Wolverine and shit. And so I thought for a minute, like, you know what, I'll switch to code. I'll switch to programming. Like, I don't know if you guys know Jackson, but he's in college. Jackson is like a Minecraft YouTuber that I used to play games with, and we're kind of friends. That's like the old community I used to be in. I don't Some of you guys may know him. Some of you who are new, who just are here for the graphic content, will have no idea that I even was a Minecraft YouTuber, but basically I was. And there's this guy named Jackson. He's in college for cybersecurity. And that was something that I actually kind of got interested in, was like hacking. Like I thought that I could maybe like, and then I thought about it for a minute. AI really took off about 2 years ago, right? It was able to create stories and prompts stories and things from prompts like about 2 years ago, right? I just turned the camera down. That looks like a little bit of a better shot. It was about 2 years ago that it really took off, and then the AI voices started happening, right? And then I kind of forget what else happened after that, but like I know the AI voices was pretty big. And then they were starting to do AI images, or that was kind of like at the same time ish. And AI images were not that scary. It was like, what the heck? Like it wasn't that bad. And it's like, oh, AI can never create like very specific designs, right? People would shrug it off, especially designers. They're like, like big name companies ask for like very specific shit, right? 2 years later, not even months later, like months ago, I talked to like actual designers, and they're like, oh no, don't worry about it. Or I see videos like, oh, AI isn't ever gonna take. Now it is. So if you don't already know, this guy watched this video, or I watched this guy's video. I'll link it in the description if I can find it. But basically he made 2 videos about how AI took his job, and it's graphic design, like I said. And he also went to like multiple other companies, because like he went to college for 4 years. I'm planning on probably skipping post-secondary. Don't tell my grandma. But yeah, I'm probably thinking about skipping post-secondary, because especially with this very niche, I thought like I could like just create a portfolio and shit, and then like be able to do stuff, because like a lot of people don't really give a shit about your education as long as you can create a product that people want, and you're high quality. And like I can do that, and I'm pretty good at it, and I'm getting better at it, and I've actually gotten clients already. I'm 17 years old. I've gotten like a $500 client, like, and I've never gone to college. I learned it all through YouTube. So that was kind of the goal, right? And this guy went to college and got the degree and went to work for a company. And this company is like, yeah, no, you can't work for us anymore. We got a robot that does it better for us. So that's pretty fucked up, dude. Like you spend all the money to go to college and then they're just like, yeah, we don't need you anymore. That's kind of showing how fucked up the school system is right now. Anyway, I'm ranting. Unscripted video. He was like, okay, well, if I have my fucking degree, like a bunch of other companies must be able to hire me, right? And it's like he goes to like I forget how many he said, but like he went to like multiple other companies and are like, do you guys need graphic designers? It's like apparently all of them are replacing their designers with AI. He completely lost his job, like completely to AI, to robots, right? It's like there's no heart, there's no spirit behind that. There's no creativity. It's programming and combining templates of actual humans. It's replicating creativity, and it's not actually. And it kind of pisses me off. And some people, okay, I'm gonna stop ranting. Okay, so I said I would like switch to programming maybe, right? Or like maybe video editing, but I've video edited, like I'm editing this. I've thought about that, and video editing is not my passion. I don't hate it, but it's not something I want to do. Like I love making posters and graphics and logos like that. I actually really like I feel like good when I do it, right? And that's what I want to do. Like I want to do my passion for work rather than something I hate. So video editing was not what I wanted to do, but if you don't already know, AI is doing video editing already, right? And I was talking about the timeline, right? AI took graphic designers' jobs within 2 years of being really really blowing up, because obviously AI has been around for like since 2000, or like I don't even know how long, but maybe longer than that. But once it really started blowing up 2 years ago, it's now taken like a human's job. Like I want you guys to just step back, look at the timeline, and be like, 2 years it took somebody's job already. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but 2 years. People were like, oh, it'll be 10 years till AI actually is capable. Already did. 2 years, bro. 2 years. I give it another 2 years before they take editors' jobs. And I give it another 2 years till they take programmers' jobs. And I don't want to scare people out there right now. Like people in college, people like maybe you're not scared. Maybe you're like, oh, this guy's bullshitting, right? I thought the same shit. I thought the same shit with graphic design. 2 years, bro. 2 years. Think about the reality. You're gonna be like, you're gonna want to cope, and I don't blame you. I wanted to fucking cope. I was oh, there's no way. Like everybody's saying that it's not gonna happen. It happened, dude. It fucking happened already. And it's like, oh, they won't take programmers' jobs. They won't. You know, robots can solve a Rubik's cube. You know how many fucking combinations this thing has. You know how many combinations this thing has. Like the human mind can't memorize all that shit, right? Okay, so I learned this one time. So every single mixed up state is only 6 moves away from being solved, but the human mind can't memorize every single mixed up state in a Rubik's cube, obviously. So, and a robot, you guys can look this up, robot solving a Rubik's cube in 1 second. So it's in like a little machine and does 6 moves and it's done, okay? So there's that idea. So if it has all of the programming language of like, let's say Python, like that's one of the things that they use for programming video games and like hacking and all that shit. So let's say there's a firewall that is run by AI. So anybody who ever tries to hack that firewall, the AI will know how to counteract that instantly because it has all of the programming language integrated, so it could be way quicker than a human at any time. Like it knows exactly like what combination to deflect that type of attack, right? It's the same thing with the Rubik's cube, right? It memorizes every single outcome possible, and so hacking is going to be impossible because AI is going to be able to predict every outcome possible with every possible hacking attack. And you guys want to be like, oh, he's bullshitting. That won't happen. 10 years till that happens. I give it 2 or 3. 2 or 3 years till that happens. Till hacking is going to be pretty much impossible, and then that job will be also taken for programmers. And you guys, again, you're going to be like, oh, that's not going to happen. And I don't want it to happen. I want humans to have that job. I think it's important. Maybe some of you, and then there's going to be the other counter arguments like, oh, you're stuck in the past. You're a boomer. You just don't want people like improving. You don't want the human race to evolve. So I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. So the other thing is like video editing. Again, they've already started video editing YouTube shorts, so sooner than later they're gonna be able to do long form content, and people are gonna still say, oh, they can't do it that specific. It's like, again, graphic design happened in 2 years. You don't think video editing is gonna happen? I want you to really step back and think about it rather than coping right now. I want you to step back and just think about it, because it's fucking terrifying, and I'm terrified, and I don't want it to happen. Like, trust me, I'm on your fucking side, but I'm just like delivering the message and like really trying to fucking wake you up, because I want you to take a step back and realize like that you might not have a job in 5 years. And you guys don't think it's possible that like in about I think this is probably about a 5 year time period. Like, you guys know Elon Musk is making fucking robots, right? And at the pace that AI is happening, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but there's a video of somebody like pointing their phone around the room, and it's like it can describe what's going on and the use cases of it. So the actual like it's like, oh, there's that looks like a microphone. Oh, that looks like a light, and then it's like it looks like maybe you're recording or preparing for a stream. It's like it can look around and describe what's going on in human, like interpreting it like a human. Is that not like terrifying of how quickly that happened? Like, it can look through a camera and then like describe what's happening. And some people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's not that scary. That's terrifying to me." Like, maybe it's not to other people, but once that gets integrated into these AI bots that Elon Musk is making, which they're already being made, by the way, like they've already like made like multiple variations, right? Once these robots get made, like, doctors are going to get replaced, lawyers are eventually there's going to be able to be like this is just my predicaments. I don't know how true this is, and I honestly don't want this to be the actual outcome, but I'm just like bringing up like what my theory is, right? So this is like almost fictional world that I'm going to create in about 5 years or 10 years. Like, I literally think it's like way closer than you fucking think. So I think like five to 10 years, like, and we keep saying 5 to 10 years, but I think it's 5. Like, it's way shorter than we think, because think about it. Again, 2 years ago, we didn't think it was going to be able to take over that quickly, and it's already taken a human's job. So just, I want you to think logically rather than coping right now. Like, again, like, just really, really think, okay? Rather than like, oh, this guy's bullshitting to leave the fucking video. If you really think about it, if these robots are already in production, they've already have the programming to be able to like look around and shit. Sooner than later, waitresses, waiters, their job's going to be taken because they can just walk around and deliver food, right? That's a simple ass task. Program it to pick up food, hold it, and make sure not to drop it, and carry it to a person. That's not hard to program once you have a fucking robot. Stupid, like, oh, it's gonna be like years, dude. It's like, do you know how fucking easy that is? They already have like the rolling around ones that are stupid, but like these ones are gonna be way more effective, like, because they can actually walk around. Like, people don't know how fucking close we are, and it's terrifying. It's fucking scary, and I don't want it to go this direction. Again, like, I really don't, but it's this close, and I want to talk about this and really speak about it because I don't want it to happen. Thing is, like, lawyers, judges, like, AI is going to be able to, without emotion, predict what the best sentence for a human is according to their crime. More jobs are going to be taken in terms of that. At least I think. I don't know. I'm not that educated. I'm a 17-year-old kid, so like, just bear with me, and like, if I say something stupid, please don't hate on me. Like, you can like critique me in the comments, but don't like be like, oh, dude, that's not even how lawyers work, dude. It's like, I don't know that much, but like, I'm just predicting, okay? Chefs, they're gonna have every single thing memorized, and like, once they can like use their fingers and shit, like the robots, they're gonna be able to cook for us, so we aren't gonna need like chefs. Construction workers, that's already gonna happen so quickly. Like, they just have to have the programming of a construction worker and how things work, and then like the robots will be able to do that shit. Like, robots are so close to happening, dude. And then some people like think that, oh, well, like, and I thought that like the last final job that'll probably last is content creation and like writing. Is like, I thought like, oh, the AI will never be able to create something better than a human can, right? In terms of entertainment. I am honestly starting to think that like I'm wrong about that, because if they can make it as accurate as like a human like speaking like this, and like, let's say, you guys have already heard of the Neuralink, which is like a chip that goes in your brain, right? So let's say this chip can read exactly what type of video or movie you want to watch, and then in about, let's say, 5 seconds, AI generates a movie that's exactly according to what your brain wanted, and it's like a really good movie. You wouldn't even fucking care if it's made by a human or not. You're just gonna watch the fucking movie because it's as good as the way that you wanted it. And some people will be like, no, there's no way that that's possible. But bro, we're so fucking close. We're so close. It can already generate videos, dude, that like look real. That look real, bro. And then they can also generate scripts. It's just a matter of time till they combine all that together. And voice acting is getting way better with the AI. So sooner than later, we aren't gonna be able to tell the difference. And then it just combines it into a movie that's exactly the way that you want it. It could generate movies and video games, most likely video games down the line, exactly like it could generate a video game exactly the way that you'd want it. Any video game that you could ever think of. And so there's going to be a massive addiction phase, like massive, because if you have this thing in your brain, you're going to be able to like have massive amounts of dopamine because it's going to be able to react to exactly what your brain wants in terms of entertainment. So there's going to be massive addiction, right? Like you're going to be able to like lock in and do like, you're going to be locked into this entertainment world, like screens in your eyes. And people are going to think I'm insane about this, but the Neuralink has human testing this year, dude. It started already. That's 5 years away or 10 years away even. Like I keep saying 5-10 years. I think it's 5 years. Like I think it's shorter than most people think. Yeah, I'm kind of ranting. And then I don't know if anybody's watched Ready Player One. I'm getting pretty nerdy, and some people may hate on me for that, but like some people may have watched like Ready Player One. Have you guys heard of the Oasis? Like, so the Oasis, like you can walk around, you play video games with your friends, you can have your own character, and I think Meta, you know, Facebook, I think they're gonna really, like, you guys know like the Meta universe or whatever. I think they're gonna kind of combine with Tesla and create kind of like this digital world where basically you aren't gonna have to work out because you can like choose what type of body you want in this world, and eventually you're gonna be able to feel like reality. So like sooner rather than later, we are like, they're gonna create a world that's better than reality to our brain, at least. Of course, we need reality, we need sunlight, we need vitamin D to actually be humans, but sooner rather than later, I think we are going to just eventually prefer to live in this meta universe that is created, and like we can basically just hang out and do whatever the fuck we want in this world. And like I know a lot of people really don't think that like this is gonna happen, but like this is the Wall-E outcome. If you guys ever watch Wall-E, like people become fatter because everything just gets delivered by robots, and like there's no reason to work out because like you can just basically go into a digital world. I actually don't know if that's in Wall-E, but that's going to be the reality in real life because that's already happening. So like you're just going to be like sitting on your couch, on your super high-tech recliner couch. You're going to have your own waitress, like maid robot, that, and like you aren't going to need money because, or you aren't going to need a job because money is just going to be delivered to your house or like put in your phone, in your bank account every month, because you aren't going to need a job because all the jobs are taken, and the AI can create more higher text versions of itself. So we aren't like humans are going to become, humans are so fucking powerful that we created a higher life form than ourselves. And personally, I don't think there's anything higher life form than a person with a spirit and a heart. But like, I mean, like technically, like technologically, we created a higher being that like can create higher versions of itself. Like that's going to happen. I think like it's already happening. Like it can program higher versions of itself. That's what AI is. And sooner rather than later, like the Wall-E outcome's gonna happen, because I know a lot of people will think, well, I'll keep working out. Like if we don't have any jobs, I'll just keep working out. I'll keep working out. I'll eat healthy. Like I'll just have my robot to make healthy food. It's like, if it becomes pointless, if it becomes if you have zero motivation, like why the fuck would you want to be like healthy if there's going to be like everybody's going to be inside, you won't ever have to fight anybody? Why learn my martial arts? Why not just go into this digital world where you can have fun and like pretend to be strong? There would be no possible, like, it's gonna be better than reality because you can be a fucking superhero in a digital world. Like, why go to the gym? Why go make food? Why have family time? It's like, why not just do it in the digital world? Why not just like go see your sister upstairs, and rather than actually going and seeing her, you can just teleport to her in the digital world and just say hi, like hey, or you can call her. It's like, and like you can hang out with her without actually going upstairs, and it's gonna feel real. Yeah, like you can just get your robots to like feed the dog while you're doing this. Like if you even have a dog, maybe you have a robot dog that like entertains you. And then like I'm just like thinking about it. I think it's going to be a very consumption oriented world. Like it's going to be very consumption oriented because there's going to be no point to do anything else besides like be in this world where you can like basically play video games or watch movies all the time, because jobs are just going to be taken. And this is going to be happen like really quickly, and people really want to say like it's not going to happen, but like people are coping and like hoping that it's not going to happen. But dude, we're so fucking close. We're so fucking close. Because think like, again, 2 fucking years they already took a human's job. People said that it was going to take 10 years to take a human's job, dude. 2 years. 2 years. I want to like drill this into people's minds, and I'm trying to like influence like the young people right now because I don't want any of this shit to happen. And so what I need everybody to do, if you guys really like care about humans and like wanting to stay as a human society and not letting like an artificial, like, you guys have watched sci-fi movies, obviously every single fucking sci-fi movie tells you not to do this. Massive parts of our society telling us not to go in this direction, and we are, and we're letting it happen. And so I want you guys to wake the fuck up, like, get up, realize what's actually changing and what's happening, and humans are going to become obsolete is basically what's happening. And I want you to you to fight against it. I want you to create protest. I want you to vote against it. I want you to make AI illegal. That's and some people now, there's going to be people coming at me the other direction. Oh, you're too scared of the future. They're not going to take over. None of us going to take everybody's jobs. It's not going to be that bad. Like, people don't get it. People don't get it. People don't want to admit it. And people are going to be like, oh, he's a boomer. He just doesn't want humans to evolve. I don't want humans to become obsolete. It's not about human evolution now. It's about creating higher beings that are going to take us over. And that's, people are going to say, oh, they're going to be programmed not to do that. How many fucking movies have they made? Or let's say maybe one person who's programming this fucking shit programs one flip switch that makes these AI have their own mind, right? Maybe somebody like, and people are going to call me crazy. I mean, these robots with like one little like flip switch or one little piece of code in their mind that will flip it and then they take over everything. People are going to say that that's not going to happen or that's not possible, but it's one person to add a little bit of code. You don't think humans would miss that? And then there's no way of stopping them because they're just going to be able to interpret any possible outcome because they're robots. They're faster. They're more like... So I'm going to continue to do graphic design. I'm going to do freelance. I'm going to sell my posters. And I just am asking all of you to support a human, a heart, and a soul behind the work. And I hope that you can help support anybody else. And I hope that like maybe any big name company that may watch this, I hope that maybe you can be anti-AI or like partly anti-AI, at least to like at least keep some jobs. Because I know a lot of people are going to say like, you just don't want to evolve. You don't want the world to change, like all this shit. But I personally would prefer AI to be very limited or illegal in most jobs because it's going to take a lot of people's jobs. And I think it's important that humans stay behind the steering wheel and they keep a lot of the jobs and they can like, so I want you guys to fight and support. I want you to support human, the soul, the heart, rather than the robot that does it more efficiently, because maybe it's more efficient, maybe it's cheaper, maybe it's easier, but the way that the world's going to evolve and the amount of people that you're taking jobs from and the work just isn't as meaningful that way. And of course, there's going to be lots of greedy companies that will never do this because they just want to save money. But I'm just asking you guys to maybe take a step back, realize what direction we're going, and protest, fight against it, and start petitions, like do a bunch of shit. I just like think about the amount of people in college right now for graphic design and the amount of people in programming, because like a lot of people think that they're safe doing these jobs, but they're not, and I want them to be. So I just hope that like some people can support the human rather than the robot, kind of stay where we are. I think AI can be utilized as a tool, but I don't want it taking people's jobs. I think it's okay to be used as a tool. I think it can be like, but I don't think it should be taking people's jobs, and I think it should become illegal to do that because, again, we're going to go in a direction where humans are stagnant and not have anything to do. And it's it's a lot closer than people think. Some people will be like, well, I don't want to work. I don't want to work the rest of my life. I like the idea of like just sitting around playing video games, but that's why people get depressed. Zero vitamin D, zero human interaction. Even though that it's like going to be able to replicate human interaction, it's not actual human interaction, and you need that to live. People don't talk about this. This is kind of like like really like spiritual weird shit, right? But like you need human interaction, you need physical touch, you need real physical touch, not fake. And you need like you need to hug your mom sometimes, right? You need to hug your brother sometimes. Like you need to have that real social interaction. And if you don't, then your human, your soul, your person starts to die. And that's how you get depressed. So eventually, like, you're going to be like, oh, well, then life is going to be so much easier without jobs. Life's going to be so much easier if the government just gives me money. And you're right, life's going to be super easy. But if it becomes so easy that you don't need to do anything with your life and you don't need to see anybody to like actually live it and be happy, then eventually you're like maybe for a period of time you're gonna feel good, but then eventually the drop down is you're gonna have zero energy. You're gonna start seeing yourself become fat. Life expectancies are actually gonna go down, which maybe they won't, but I actually think like deaths are gonna rise versus going up, or like deaths are gonna rise rather than going down because of the amount of unhealthiness and stuff around that's gonna happen. So I encourage people to stay active, not just sit and be on VR as soon as this stuff gets released. And yeah, I don't know. This is a very different video. It's kind of political. I hope people can resonate with it and see what I'm trying to say. And yeah, see ya.